The following presentation is non-profit and is intended for entertainment purposes only. All events within this presentation are non-canon. Batman and all related characters are the property of DC Comics, Warner Brothers, and their respective owners. Hilarious Matrimony, a Batman fanfiction, written and read by Robert Cantor. Chapter 17. Before Batman could snap the Joker's neck, the sound of a gunshot nearly deafened him. In one instant, the Joker's head exploded, spraying blood and gray matter everywhere. Batman turned around to see Deathstroke standing in the doorway and holding a smoking gun. He was still fighting off the effects of the Joker venom. "That was for my kids." Elsewhere, Joker's bomb detonated before Supergirl could lift a finger. It was full of confetti. Before anyone watching these events unfold could process what had happened, an angry exclamation shattered the stunned silence. "You monocular prick!" Batman, Deathstroke, and everyone else watched in wide-eyed disbelief as the Joker stood up, the gaping hole in his head healing on its own. His face was contorted in demonic rage. "You ruined my punchline!" With inhuman speed, the Joker vaulted through the air and kicked Deathstroke's head clean off his shoulders. Out of everyone watching this nightmare unfold, Jason was the first to regain the power of speech. "You've got to be f***ing kidding me!" "What the hell did you do?" said Batman. The Joker's head spun around like an owl. "Did you really think it was dumb luck that I've managed to cheat death again and again over the years? I should have died that night you threw me into that vat of chemicals. Or did I jump? I can't remember. Anyway, as the chemicals ate away at me, all I could think about was how I didn't want to die. As fortune would have it, someone was watching me that night." A fiery sigil appeared on the Joker's forehead, one that the Titans knew all too well. "You made a deal with Trigon?" exclaimed Batman. "I cause a little chaos, kill a few people every once in a while, send their souls down his way, and in exchange, I get the best health insurance ever. When Bird Brat and his little friends put him down, he gave what was left of his power to me, to make sure that if he couldn't rule this universe, then I would burn it down for him. But not before I've had my fun." The Joker's body convulsed, bones snapped, skin stretched, and the air cackled with malevolence. His limbs elongated, fingers turning into talons, his eyes glowed like embers, and his laughter morphed into a guttural growl. And then, with a surge of infernal power, the Joker transformed. No longer a man, he stood, a gigantic demon, horns spiraling toward the sky. His laughter became a roar, shaking the very foundations of Gotham.
"Get ready for the final act, Bats," growled
the Joker.
"The curtain rises and chaos takes center stage. Let's get ready to tango."
As the Joker's towering, malevolent form loomed over the city, filling the very air with chaos and madness, Batman felt as though he had stepped into one of his darkest nightmares. The Joker's demonic, cackling laughter echoed across the city, a terrifying thunderclap of pure insanity that sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened Gothamites. The thought that the Joker had been a pawn of Trigon, patiently biding his time for years, and had inherited the demon's power upon his death had never occurred to anyone. This was completely insane. With the nigh omnipotent power of Trigon at his control, the Joker had become a threat to the entire multiverse. But even after all these years, the Joker had underestimated Batman's resolve. He would not let the Joker plunge Gotham, the world, and perhaps the entire multiverse into darkness. More importantly, he had to protect Dick and Corey. Batman would not let the Joker come between them and their happiness. Batman was on the move before the Joker finished speaking. "Father, what's the plan here?" asked Damian over the comms. "Flash, I need you to get me to the Batcave. There's something I need." "You have something for a giant demon Joker stomping through Gotham!" exclaimed Barbara. "Not this exactly, but I've encountered enough supernatural beings to plan ahead. The rest of you need to keep him busy." "I'll do more than keep him busy," said Kara. The memory of what the Joker had put Cal through was still fresh in Kara's mind, and the Joker wasn't even human anymore, so dropping her restraints was the easiest thing in the world. She flew at him full power, struck him right in the head with enough force to effortlessly shatter the moon, but the Joker didn't even flinch. Oh shit.
You Kryptonians think you're so big, but someone with a little magic or a certain kind of rock comes along, and what happens? Suddenly you're just like everyone else.
The Joker swatted Supergirl like a bug and sent her crashing through several skyscrapers.
I could just incinerate this entire city and everyone in it, but where's the fun in that? Let's see. We've had venom-enhanced abominations, a berserk Superman, Bird Brat and Stargirl having a premarital spat, Deathstroke, Lucy and Betty. What's missing? Oh, I know. A good old-fashioned zombie invasion.
The Joker raised his taloned hand, and suddenly all the dead bodies that had been inside his funhouse rose of their own accord and spilled out into the streets. "I've got this," said Wally, dropping Batman off in the Batcave. While Wally raced off to deal with the zombies, Batman donned the Armageddon exosuit and then made his way to the vault where he kept his stash of kryptonite and other secret weapons. He quickly searched through the storage containers until he found the one he was looking for. PX-033. By running and hitting faster than the human mind could process, Wally was able to reduce the Joker's zombie army to disgusting piles of rot in a matter of seconds.
"You're no fun at all,"
roared the Joker.
"But wait, I can do this."
The Joker snapped his giant taloned finger, and the zombies just reassembled themselves. Joker scanned the city until he found the person he was looking for.
"Kill the green one."
All at once, the Joker's zombies began to converge on Gar. Gar had already transformed into his Mega Rex form, and was either stomping or swatting any zombies that came his way. But they just kept coming. Raven, encased in her eldritch power, cast protective barriers around Gar. When the zombies started to amass themselves in huge piles to get over the barriers, Raven sent the barriers flying through the streets like giant plows until they crashed into buildings, smashing the zombies into disgusting pulps. Unfortunately, the zombies just kept regenerating. "He's attacking Changeling because of Raven," thought Barbara. "She's probably the biggest threat here, and he wants to keep her occupied."
"Tell me, Crow Girl,"
growled the Joker.
"if your old man was so powerful, how did he lose to a bunch of kids?"
"He underestimated us." Raven fired an enormous beam of mystic energy at the Joker, but he just ate it.
"Well, I've got news for you. This isn't going to be like the time you and the teen twerps beat dear old dad with the power of friendship, or whatever the hell happened.
Gotham City had been transformed into a carnival of madness. It was only years of experience spent fighting overwhelming threats that kept the Bat family and the Titans from losing their cool. In one corner of the city, Barbara was fighting her way through 12 of the Joker's zombies. Each was a nightmare of twisted grins, soulless eyes, and decaying flesh. The streets were filled with their guttural growls, the screams of citizens that still hadn't made it out, and the Joker's deep, booming laugh. It didn't matter how badly Barbara injured the zombies. They just kept getting back up. In desperate need of a brief reprieve, she used her grapple gun to swing to a nearby rooftop. There, she tried to process everything that had happened in the past few hours. To say that things had taken a tangent would have been a colossal understatement. Struggling to catch her breath, Barbara tried to remember what her father always said. "When this city goes to hell, we go to work." Her father was still out there, along with the entire GCPD. All her friends were still out there. As long as there was breath in her body, she wasn't going to let the Joker have the last laugh. "If I survive this, I'm getting on the next plane to Tahiti or Hawaii or anywhere but here, and I'm not coming back for a month." "Batman, we can't do this forever," said Raven over the comms, "and the Joker is just toying with us. The longer he has Trigon's power, the more dangerous he becomes." Just then, Harley came out of nowhere, dragging Lucy and Betty behind her, bound and gagged. "Don't worry, everybody! I have a plan!" "My bullshit sense is tingling," said Jason. Harley got down on her knees and raised her arms to the heavens. "Save us, almighty Chad!" Everyone heard the wind tunnel. "And we're on our own." "Todd, I don't suppose you have anything that can kill demons?" asked Damien. "Well, now that you mention it." During his time with the All-Caste, Jason had learned to summon the All-Blades, mystic swords designed to kill magic-based threats. He could only summon them in the presence of absolute evil. If this didn't qualify, he didn't know what did. The swords manifested in Jason's hands. "Supergirl, get me up there!" Kara, who had been busy containing zombies after the Joker had knocked her flat, picked up Jason and began flying him towards the Joker.
"Still haven't learned your lesson, have you?"
asked the Joker.
"I think it's time I introduced you to a Kryptonian's worst nightmare. A horse made of magic kryptonite!"
With a wave of the Joker's hands, a colossal and demonic green horse materialized out of thin air. "That's in horrible taste!" yelled Harley.
"Don't care, evil!"
bellowed the Joker. "Hold on!" yelled Kara. As the colossal green horse raced towards them, Supergirl executed a sharp turn. Picking up speed, they flew right at the Joker's face. Kara chucked Jason with all her might, and he plunged the All-Blades into the Joker's eye. As the Joker let out a loud, agonized wail, Jason kicked off the Joker's face, but sunk the blades back in as he made his way down, leaving an enormous gash. As the Abyss rushed up to meet him, Kara circled back and caught him.
"Damn you!"
bellowed the Joker.
"What have you done to my face?"
The Joker blindly lashed out, flinging bolts of malevolent energy from his hands, but Kara dodged them. Buildings around them exploded into fireworks of debris. Kara was about to consider taking Jason around for another attack, when the kryptonite horse flew overhead, too close, zapping her powers. Kara fought to maintain control, but it was too late. As the pavement rushed up to meet them, Jason positioned himself so Kara was between him and the ground, which they hit with a loud crash. "Jason, are you still alive?" screamed Barbara over the comms. "I'm fine," groaned Jason. Just a broken rib or two. Did you just use me as a shield? Asked Kara, half amused and half annoyed. Only one of us is Kryptonian, and it ain't me. When Jason tried to stand up, he screamed as a jet stream of pain shot up his leg. No, that is not happening, he said, sinking back to the ground.
I'm going to crush you like bugs!
The Joker stomped toward the helpless Jason and Kara, but Wally raced over and pulled them both away. For a moment, the Joker just stood there considering his next move, and then he smiled.
You know, I just realized something. We've been so busy focusing on the entertainment, we forgot the wedding cake!
The Joker snapped his fingers, and a giant wedding cake materialized in the air above where the Bat Family and the Titans were fighting. Enough of this! As the cake fell out of the sky, Raven sent her soul cell flying through the air like a rocket, shattering the enormous cake into 1,000,000 pieces.
Citizens of Gotham and the world, are you not entertained?
Unspeakable, cosmic, demonic powers, and this nut job is using them to throw Looney Tune tropes at us, growled Gar.
It's the end of the world, Salad Boy,
roared the Joker.
You should smile and enjoy the show.
The only thing that ends tonight is you, Joker! The Joker turned to see Batman dressed in the Armageddon exosuit, clutching what appeared to be a sword, prompting him to start laughing again.
I have the powers of Trigon, and you people keep coming at me with swords? What part of I can't die don't you understand? I am Chaos Incarnate. I am forever!
Do you want to stress test that? Even from a distance, Raven could tell that the sword Batman was carrying was no ordinary sword. The Joker pulled one of Gotham's skyscrapers out of the ground, and it transformed into a burning sword in his hands.
Mine's bigger.
Accessing Superman. Batman flew at the Joker, dodging his sword strike, and holding his own sword out in front of him, plowed right into the Joker's abdomen and out the other side.
What?
The Joker started to shrink, but still maintained his demonic form. His face contorted in inhuman rage as he turned to face Batman.
You made a hole in my stomach and plowed through my guts. I felt that!
Magic has never been my specialty, said Batman. But I can't just pretend that supernatural threats don't exist. I had to call in a lot of favors to make this weapon an effective tool against the Infernal. The Joker lunged at Batman. The sound of their clashing blades echoed across the city.
Why have you always got to ruin my fun?
Bellowed the Joker. The Joker was fighting like a wounded animal. With his suit, Batman had the powers of every alien and metahuman that he had on file, but the suit's power wouldn't last forever. He had already resolved to kill the Joker earlier that evening, and the fact that his longtime enemy was no longer human just made it so much easier. He needed to end this quickly. He decided to take a page from Dick. The reason I never laughed at any of your dumb jokes is because you're not funny. You're just pathetic. You had one bad day and decided to become a serial mass murderer? Batman leapt up and dodged a low swipe that would have taken his legs off. You lack the ability to better yourself, so you tear others down.
This coming from the lunatic that dresses up like a bat.
Batman blocked another powerful blow from the Joker's sword. You claim that everything that anyone has ever valued is nothing but a joke, but you're just a joke without a punchline.
Shut up!
The Joker's next barrage of wild attacks gave Batman just the opening he needed. With one powerful overhead strike, he cleaved the Joker in half from skull to groin. The Joker's death throes were a macabre ballet, a twisted dance of agony and defiance. His once pallid skin now glowed with otherworldly fire, veins pulsing like molten lava beneath the surface. His eyes, once hollow, blazed with malevolence. As the demon essence within him unraveled, the twin halves of the Joker convulsed. His limbs contorted, bones snapping like brittle twigs. And then, with a final surge, it was over, and the Joker's form disintegrated. Only moments ago, Gotham City was in a state of complete pandemonium. Now, it was deathly quiet. The sword fell weightless from Batman's hand, and he collapsed to the ground, both relieved and exhausted. The Joker was gone. It was as though an enormous dark cloud had been lifted from the city. But a part of Bruce Wayne was appalled at what he had just done. But he tried to keep telling himself that in the end, the Joker hadn't even been human. I did what I had to do. For Gotham. For the world. But most of all, for Dick and Corey. To be continued. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, then like this video. Subscribe for more updates. And if you really want to help this channel out, click the links in the description below and buy my books.